It got a bit colder than it was supposed to last night.
Well, hello. I know this looks similar with a change of clothes, but the last video, me and Briella went that way. In this video, I'm going that way on this trip. This is a backpacking trip. I'm heading to the East Cross Connector Trail, to the Quehanna Trail. I'll be making a left onto there, down Mosquito Creek. Quehanna Trail, maybe 1.5 miles. Then I'm going to make a left on Mosquito Creek Trail. That's going to be the biggest portion of today's hike. Camp somewhere between 8 and 10 miles in. And set up a hammock. I got a hammock. We'll get into that once we get out in the woods. And then tomorrow I should be, I don't know, maybe 6-7 miles, and I'll be popping out right here behind the truck, hopefully, if everything goes to plan. So I'm taking the last couple drinks of water, making sure I got everything. So let's lock up and get on the trail. So once we get out of this parking area, and I keep coming back to this area even when I don't film to start hikes here, I guess just because it's familiar. So, well, tomorrow hopefully the truck will be right there. I've never had a problem with anything ever getting broken in here, but this also will be my first backpacking trip in the Quehanna area. I have done a few hikes back in here, but this will be my first overnighter. Pack's on. I think I have everything. Food for enough for 3 days if I have to. And water filter. I got the headlamp, and I think I have everything. Our first intersection, that blaze is about wore out, seen its better days. Let's see where we're at here. Yeah. Quehanna Trail Cross Connector. Quehanna Highway, 0.1 miles. Alright. So, and that was our first road crossing. I might cross this road again today. I should if I get my mileage. But it's going to be a couple miles down. It's the main highway that runs through this area. Well, looks like we have our first water crossing coming up. But I think we can manage this pretty good. From what I can see, they're pretty good at putting these little bridges up. And they also have some kind of wire down on them. So you don't slip. Pretty good bridges here all the time. Back there a little bit, there was a hearth. Just a hearth in the middle of the woods. Off the trail a little bit. I believe there was a camp or something back in there. I've been just walking in these woods. Pretty steep down through there. Just walking right along the ridge here. I think it's starting to open up. Trail goes that way. There's a preferred trail this way, so let's check that out. Oh my. I don't know how that's coming across on this camera, but with the fall colors and the way it zigzags, that is beautiful. That is quite a sight. Well, I believe I am going to sit here, shed off this this top flannel here. It's a synthetic flannel. It's really lightweight, packs down. I'll throw that in the bag, maybe get me a drink, and enjoy this for a little bit. Move on. There should be one more, and then we'll head on from there. Well, looks like here's our intersection. Half a mile to LL. I do have a paper map, GPS, paper map, compass. Alright, so I'm going to make a right here, back on the Quehanna East Connector Trail, Cross Connector Trail. And then, I don't know what the time is here. I blew past the first vista, so the vista that we saw was the second one. The first one just must not have been that good. I don't know what happened to it. So, but it is almost 11 o'clock now. So it's taken me about an hour to come down off that ridge. And I believe I'm going to start getting more elevation over there. Not very much. But, so yeah, I've got to drink one of the bottles of water because I got Propelled flavored. And I like those bottles because they're light and they're skinny, but they're tall, so they fit in the pack better. But I don't want to stop for lunch. I have ramen noodles for lunch, and I don't want grape flavored ramen noodles. So I will be drinking water, and then probably the next water crossing or the Quehanna Trail itself. Now I got a water crossing right here. So yeah, the next water crossing I will be getting some water anyway to filter for my noodles. I'm not going to stop quite yet for lunch, but I'll be stopping probably within another hour, hour and a half. So let's go. Well, looks like we're coming to another intersection. Quehanna Trail East Connector. Looks like it goes to the right. To QHT, the Quehanna Trail. So, looks like we're going to be on this fire road type thing for a little bit. If I remember right, this should be straight until we make our left onto the Quehanna Trail. So, it was a beautiful day. Absolutely beautiful. I seen passed a backpacker there about a half a mile back. He said he stayed at Sanders Draft last night. It's pretty cold. And he's heading somewhere close to where I'm going to wind up tonight. So maybe I'll run into him again. But it's warming up. It's definitely not as cold as it was. And it is beautiful out today. I got an intersection. What's that say? QHT. I think we've made it to the Quehanna Trail. So the Quehanna Trail goes up that way, and that would be heading east. And we are going to go that way. Orange blazes. Orange blazes. Now, we won't be on the Quehanna Trail that long. Maybe a mile and a half the most. But somewhere along this trail, we're going to find a nice spot to take a break, eat lunch, rest my leg, and then we're going to get back on the trail. Almost 3 hours since I left the truck. So, I figure we can get to camp around 5 this evening. Sunset around here this time of year is 6:30. So we can get to camp at 5. And give me time to set up. And then eat some supper. I haven't got into any of my snacks yet. Just been kind of holding off for lunch. So let's see what the Quehanna Trail has to offer us. Quite amazing. A little treacherous getting back through there. Trying to hold a camera. And, well, in this camera too, broke the mount. Almost lost the new camera. I don't know if it's me or if it's this area that wants to take my cameras. So, yeah. Yep. And it continues. It goes down and over to there. A lot of rock formations. All right. I've got to stop and get something to eat. So I'm going to find a place for that real soon. All right, well, I'm finally pulled off somewhere to take a break. It's 12:30. I'm going to cook me up some ramen noodles. And I'm going to add some chicken to it. I did eat a Reese's One Bar with a pretty significant hill before I got here. And after I came up there and I crossed the road, there's a cabin right over there. Actually, there's like 2 or 3 of them. But there's a big like rock garden back here, big rocks. And I tucked myself in behind one. Found a nice little seat with a nice little table on the side. And I figured I'm gonna make my lunch. So this trip I brought Epsom cubes. I got 6 of them. It's more than what I need. And I got this little Epsom burner. So that's right there. And a cube goes in here. Where we go here? Oh, this one's broken in half, but we're going to put the whole thing in there anyway. I won't burn the whole thing to heat this water up. But, and I got the water that I got out of the creek. Now this is pretty clean and I'm going to boil it, so I'm not going to run it through my filter quite yet. But if I go to drink it, I will. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Okay, we'll let that get caught. Very easy and quick. I have used alcohol stoves before. They work just fine. I don't want to deal with alcohol today. Alright. Put that right up on there. Set that off to the side. This is a pretty handy little setup here. Nice little stool. Nice little cropping right here. I am hungry though. I didn't move any snacks to my pockets. So I've just been out here going all snackless. That's going to change. Well, I'm going to let that soak a little bit. Enjoy my break. Eat. Pack up. See if I can't move a little better on this trail. So I made it to the vista along the Quehanna trail that I was supposed to see. And I don't know if it's coming across this camera. The sun's always in an awkward position for me. But the colors are really coming through. It is something. So, there's a campsite right there, and the Quehanna Trail is right here. It must go that way. I came to the intersection of Mosquito Creek and the Quehanna Trail, and I was supposed to go left, but I came right because I was pretty sure that this vista was right there, and it was. I only traveled like maybe 200 feet. So I'm gonna head back, catch Mosquito Creek, start heading that back down to Quehanna Highway. Since my break, my lunch, I've been doing much better. I just needed a little break and something to eat. So I'm gonna continue. Once we get to the highway, we'll see how I feel. If I'm still holding up pretty much like this, I'm gonna push another mile past the highway and look for camp there. And then that's going to give me about 7 miles tomorrow to come back out, and pretty good. So, wasn't much to film coming up through the section of Quehanna Trail I just did. Beautiful trail. It was a walk in the woods. Some rock formations, a few cabins up along through there you can see on top while you're walking. They're, good distance away, but you can see them. But yeah. This will be the last view for the trip that I'm aware of. So I'm going to enjoy this for a couple more minutes and then get back onto Mosquito Creek. So, get my bearings back here. The vista's right there. There's that campsite. A little fire ring. Beautiful place to camp. No doubt about that. The trail's right here, though. I'm on the trail. So it's a little close, but nonetheless, if it was late in the day, I might take that one. But for now, we're going to go back this way. My phone already complained to me that I've went off course. So, well, like I said, this isn't very far from where I come out at. So, here we are, back at the intersection. So you see, it wasn't very far. Quehanna Trail, left, and I came from down that way. Mosquito Creek Trail. Now, we're going to get off the orange blazes. Mosquito Creek goes this way. So the rest of the trip will be yellow blazes in the Quehanna area. You got yellow blazes for your hiking pass and red blazes for your horse and hiking. And then the Quehanna Trail itself is orange. So, and I hear somebody coming up that way. So I'm going to put this away and I'm going to continue until I see something cool or something happens. So, I hear the road. So we're getting back close to the Quehanna Highway, I believe. We've been walking through these pines for a little bit. This trail's really wore in compared to the Quehanna Trail. A couple times in the woods, I had to question about where we were going. Look for the blaze. They were there. I just was misplacing them. This Mosquito Creek Trail, you could just zone out and follow the path. No problems at all. There's a water crossing not very far from the first one. I'll probably stop and fill up with water there. And from there on out, I'm going to be looking for camp with the goal to camp closer to the second water crossing. That's going to leave me with about 6 miles tomorrow. But if I find a cool spot after this first water crossing, I'm going to take it. It doesn't matter. 8 miles tomorrow, 6 miles, 5 miles. So, it's 4:45. I wanted to be at camp in 15 minutes, the latest. I'm on this road, something dam road. That's what it's called. It looks like I'm going to be on this road for another quarter mile. And it put me closer to the truck, but also going to give me less time at camp. So I was going to stay on the other side. This is my second water crossing. I was going to stay on the other side, but I picked up a service road there, and there was bear scat everywhere. And I thought, well, I'll just take my chances and come on down to the water. And right away there was this road. So I want to hike out of this road and then get camp. So that's the plan. Probably another half hour to 40 minutes for me. Starting to get tired. My leg's starting to hurt again. And I can't wait to put that hammock up. Well, there it is. I made it to camp. It's almost dark. I got set up right before dark, twilight. It's going to be dark before long, really dark. I'm heating up. There you go. You can see it's still twilight back there. I'm heating up water, boiling water. It's going to have me home-style chicken noodle casserole. So we'll see what's going on there. Take a look. It's the sun's gone. We just got civil twilight right now. I'm not set up where I would like to be. I'll show you right here. I crossed this bridge, and then the trail goes that way. I'm set up back there, and there's a fire pit here.
So it's better just to have that off for now. There it is. I might build a fire here once I get this here going and steeping. There's plenty of driftwood over here. It looked like it flooded out when they had the bad rain. 3 weeks ago, a month back, and it brought a lot of driftwood in. So I may have a small fire. I hung my bear bag up the creek a ways. So once I get this done and probably have a little snack, I'll probably hang that up and enjoy a little bit of fire before going to bed. I have a book downloaded ready for me to listen to, and in the morning before I tear down, I'll show you my hammock setup. So for now, I'm waiting for the food, probably a little fire. It is getting chilly quick, and I'm right beside the creek here, so you know it's going to get colder. Luckily my rain fly is pretty long and has doors in the back, so I'll close it up tight. So this will probably be it. I'm just going to watch the fire a little bit as soon as I build one and eat.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is a bit cold. I'm just sitting here in my blanket. I was good. I was pretty toasty all night. Although I did get up to use the restroom a little bit ago, and the one bottle of water I had laying with my pack right down there by the tree had ice in it. So it got a bit colder than it was supposed to last night. So I'm assuming at least 32 degrees. And my top quilt and my underquilt hangs under there, you see. They're rated for 40, so I pushed them, and I was fine. I sleep warm as long as I keep everything tucked in. I wouldn't want to push it past that. Definitely looking into getting heavier blankets if I'm going to do more wintertime activities. But as far as last night, I slept good. I was in bed like 8 o'clock. I was in the hammock. And I woke up 11:30, 12 o'clock. Had to use the bathroom. And pretty much just crawled back in the hammock here. And I went back to sleep. And then I was up again at 5:30. And normally I would get up, but it was a little chilly, and I didn't think the world needed me right now. So I just been laying here charging some things, enjoying the stream. It's very peaceful sleeping beside a creek, but it is cold. But with my rain fly, I have a pretty big rain fly, and I don't know if I can share. Yeah, see. Well, the end is open. I thought I had the end closed, so maybe my stick came out. I can close the ends off, so it cuts the wind down. Although there wasn't no wind last night. But I figured a little draft coming from the creek over there. So it must have worked, though, because I stayed pretty toasty all night. So I'm going to get ready and get up, get coffee going, and I'll show you around camp here a little bit in the daylight, and we'll get back on the trail. I was just looking. I think I have like 5 miles today, and actually I don't even think it's that far. So we'll get this, get up, get moving, I don't want to get up. It's cold out there. But nonetheless, we've got to get moving. So, my coffee, oh man, I gotta fix that. My coffee is way too hot. So I figured I'll let that cool down a little bit. That's a little more presentable. I'll let that cool down a little bit, and I'll show you my hammock setup while I do that. So, there's my rain fly. Okay, and it's pretty big. I have it so I can close the ends up like I was trying to show you this morning. I have the ends closed with a stick. I just shove a stick in there, closes the ends, cuts the draft down. Okay, so it works out pretty good for me. I'll pull these up so you get a better view of what's going on here. Okay, so I have my top quilt. Which is a 40-degree hammock here. This isn't working for me this morning. I'll just put it like that. And I have a bottom quilt that is a 40-degree hammock gear quilt. And like I said, I pushed the limits to this last night. And I just used my Ridgeline for, my electronics, earbuds, light. Here's my stuff sack for the top quilt. The stuff sack for the bottom quilt is down there. This hammock, I bought this hammock on Amazon, and it was just a hammock with some springs. Has a bug net attached to it. I never use it. I changed out the gather end to a cinch buckle, and then I got these poly straps from Dutchware here in Lancaster, and I made a Ridgeline. These things don't come with a Ridgeline, so you see I did here too. The cinch buckles are nice. You just pull this, cinches them up, you can release them, quick tear down, looks pretty good. And my tarp, that's just from Amazon. I mean, it's kind of heavy. The hammock and the tarp are the two things that I think I'm going to upgrade next. But that depends. If I continue doing cold weather camping, then I'm going to have to get a heavier underquilt at least. But also, I got these off One Wind, off Amazon. They're from a company called One Wind. The sock that goes over the tarp. So I can just roll that tarp up, pull that sock over, and then put it on my bag. That's quick and easy. For me anyway, that's just a good setup for me. And, I got my tarp Ridgeline there. I made that too out of Zing It. So, yeah, I think that's about it. That's about all I have set up here. Like I said, I was pretty warm last night. This morning, feet got a little cold. I did have an extra pair of socks with me, thicker socks for that. I didn't feel like getting up, so that's what happens. I just moved my feet around though, and found a warm spot. But I pushed this limit. The
thermometer was reading 31 degrees the last I looked at it. And that was about right the time I was getting out. So it got significantly cold last night. I have a Cliff Bar in my pocket warming up because my bear bag was frozen. And I kept my water filter on me. So I have that in my other pocket. And I'm going to enjoy my cup of coffee. And I'm going to tear this down. And I'm going to get on the trail. So the trail, the intersection we were already at in an earlier video, the Crawford Vista video. I came down to that intersection and then went the way I'm going today until I get to the Beaver Dam Road, or it's the Quehanna Trail cross connector. I'm catching back up with that today, where I'm going to make a left back to the truck. And in that video, I made a right back to Meeker Run. So, yeah, I'm going to enjoy my cup of coffee and get packed up and get on the trail.
Well, I'm all packed up. My coffee's still nice and hot. I have breakfast in my pocket. And I just got to put away my trash, my food bag, and the trail right there. Enjoy this creek a little longer. It is 9:15, so once I actually got moving around and made coffee and got my stuff broken down, and I'm about ready to hit the trail almost the same time as I hit the trail yesterday. And I'm pretty sure it's significantly colder, so that was a surprise. I thought it was going to be a little warmer this morning, but who cares? Had a great time. The mileage yesterday was a bit more than I wanted to do, but today it's going to be even better here. Let me bring up. I tracked all my stuff. I use all trails. People complain about it. Some people think it's the greatest thing. I don't mind it. I pay for the subscription. Therefore, I can go on my laptop and make my own trails, and that's what I did here. There's no trail on All Trails that does the loop I did, but I made up my own and then had it saved on my phone. You can put waypoints in and everything. So for what I do, it's convenient. So yesterday was 13.84 miles. We're going to call that 14 miles. We're going to call yesterday 14 miles. Elevation was over 1,200 feet, which the elevation in this area, you don't get a whole lot because of being a plateau. So that means today, if this is a 15-mile loop, today's a mile, but I did a lot of walking around yesterday before I found this place looking for camp. So that added a couple miles up by the end of the day. So I'm thinking that I have about 3 miles to 4 miles max left to go, which I should be back at the truck before 12 o'clock. The first half of this trail, I know I've walked it out already. I said about it, and then when I make my left, I'm heading back up to the pond up there, the Beaver Compound area, I think they call it, or something. So I'm pretty much home stretch there. The truck is like, I don't know, 500 yards from that intersection. So, all right, I'm gonna finish my coffee. I'm gonna eat my Cliff Bar. Probably eat that as I'm walking. So we'll see you.
It was a nice spot. Like I said, I wish I would have been off the trail a little more, but wasn't much I could do at the point. It was late. And all right, we're going to get up here. Look at that sun coming up. I know when I started seeing that sun, I got happy. I didn't see it until almost 8 o'clock because of the ridge there. But I could tell things were going to start warming up. But everything's covered in frost this morning. It's quite beautiful. So the intersection isn't very far up here where I came down from Crawford Vista. Right here it is. So Beaver Run is where I'm heading. 1.5 miles, and then I think it's another 1.5 or 2 miles to the truck. And that was a mailbox I found earlier. It's like a trail log. People sign in and do stuff with that. And if you take that trail that way, you'll go to the Crawford Vista, which I bet you was beautiful this morning. So, all right, I'm going to eat my Cliff Bar for breakfast and start heading out this way. These nice openings are beautiful this morning. Oh, look at that. Can't really see it on the camera, but that looks like a beaver dam. It's the only one I've ever seen. Here. I've never seen one here. There's supposed to be a beaver dam viewing area. I ain't never seen a dam or beavers. So that's the first beaver dam I saw in this area, and that's more than a mile away from the viewing area. So, oh well, maybe they got tired of people. There's a bigger one. That one's holding back a lot of water. It's amazing these animals can hold all this water back. So it looks like I found their home. I don't see any beavers. What a nice area here. Now the bigger dam we just saw was right there. And then the little one's on down. Nice view. So, right there is the intersection. The cross connector trail continues that way, and it runs, I don't know, maybe a mile, and then it makes a hard left. And at the beginning of this video, that's where we caught up with the connector trail the first time. So this section of trail here, it's about a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles, until you get back to that other area. Now, we're going to head out this way, and the truck should be, if it's still there, let's hope, should be, I don't know, it's 300 yards, maybe 400 yards. So I'm going to end this video here and call it a success. It was an awesome time. Let me see here. Wrong turn. No, I'm right where I need to be. No, there was another road that took me that way. That must have been how I marked it out. But I came up here to view the dam. So we're logged in at 17.9 miles. So it's probably going to be 17.25 miles for the trip. We got 1,500 feet of elevation gain. And I was moving, total trip, I was moving 1.7 miles an hour. For me, it's not terrible. My best is like 2.4. That's when I was hiking all the time, me and my daughter and my son. The kids pushed me to go a little faster. So by myself, it was just a leisurely walk. So yeah, I'll leave that on till the very end. But it is 10:57, so I'm going to get back to the truck like 10 after 11, which is excellent. I pushed a little, maybe too many miles yesterday, but it gave for a nice walk in the woods today. So, so that'll be all for me, unless the truck isn't here. But thank you for coming along on this journey. And I am working on putting more out there for you. And hopefully you enjoy it. And, you know, I normally don't ask. I leave that to my daughter. But she's not here. So if you could hit that subscribe button and the alert button. And you'll get alerted when I put videos up. And like I said, I'm going to strive for putting more out more often. And different areas. The Quehanna area is a lovely area. I love it, but let's get somewhere else. No, next time, somewhere else. So until then, I'll see you next time. It's time for something to eat.